Hello, Balance Massage Therapy community. Today is Monday, April 27th. Chris and I wanted to give you an update. It's been 45 days since we closed the studio, and a lot has changed in the COVID-19 information realm, and then a lot is still unknown. So we wanted to just take a couple minutes and share with you some perspectives from a therapist, from the business side, and some of the information we've learned talking to both a pandemic expert and the massage therapy associations. So the first thing I want to say is we miss you. We wish we could open up tomorrow, but we will always make sure we're doing what's in the best interest and safety of our team and our community. When we run a business, we do it in a way that is inspiring and strategically sound. It's how we write our visions, and it's the things we do to make sure we're running a business, I always say the way my dad would be proud of. So even during this very trying time, those are the guiding principles I'm trying to keep in front of me. Inspiring and strategically sound. We are really emotional when it comes to what's happening with balance, and we're trying to keep our emotions in check so that we're representing the business well, and we're making, again, good business decisions that have the best impact on everybody we can. So one of the questions that we get is, do you know when you're going to reopen? And we don't have an answer to that. We honestly are in the if we can reopen stage of gathering this. So we've done some things over the past couple weeks that I want Chris to speak to from a therapist perspective. We've talked to a pandemic expert, Dr. Howard Markell. You might have read some of the articles that he's been interviewed for recently. He's a longtime client and graciously gave us a good 30 minutes of his time the other day to speak with him on the phone. We've also reached out to all of our therapist team to check in with them, see how they're doing, and also the variables that they need to feel safe massaging. And we've talked to massage therapy associations and read their emails and suggestions. So I'm just going to give the floor to Chris for a second to share with us some of the things that we've learned and give the therapist perspective on where we're at and the things that we're working for.
So it was good talking to Dr. Merkel to get more information to continue to make decisions off of. So just about, having not too many people in the building and being able to wipe things down and wearing masks, and just getting like a bigger reality check about the overall curve and what are we thinking in terms of, vaccines and treatments. These are questions that just everybody has right now, and we're trying to base a lot of our business decisions off of as much information as we can gather. So it's good talking to him, just kind of looking for some options with masks and stuff. So we were talking with the Massage Therapy Association earlier in the month. So they had a bigger live chat, and then a couple articles by a pathology expert called Ruth Werner. And so that was a little bit harder to hear because her stance is more waiting. You have to wait for a vaccine, and your practice should be closed until then. Because of that long time when people are asymptomatic. So that's obviously a worry for us. So we've also been talking with a lot of the therapists and just getting their specific needs and wants to what they would need to be able to massage safely and feel safe. And, obviously we all want to return to work, but it's about making sure that everybody can stay at work too. We don't want to make anything worse than it is. We don't want to have to compete with hospitals to try and get safety gear or try and get cleaning supplies as well. So that's also a big challenge. So being able to have enough time in between clients to wipe things down, everybody having masks on, being able to be sure about, how long the virus stays in the air, and then about just clients being able to understand that they have to take care of themselves before coming in as well. So if you have a higher risk sort of situation, then that affects all of us. So it's a lot of different factors to be talking about right now. It's a lot of things to think about. We're trying to continue to just research everything every day and gather.
Thank you. And I think that's it. Chris has spent an enormous amount of work in the past 45 days learning everything she can, from loans to grants to what massage therapy associations are saying. For us, there's obviously financial implications, liability implications that lead to what if a business is viable outside of the safety. So you'll see in this email some more specific information. But when we said we don't have a date, what we have is benchmarks. I just want to give you a sense of what that looks like. We need to make sure that there's testing available so that we can say our team is COVID-free. And it has to be testing that we can get our hands on, not testing that people get once they feel like they're sick. This has to be preventable. We always say there's proactive and reactive in service. And in this sense, there's proactive and reactive management of a massage studio when dealing in close quarters. Like Chris said, we want to get protective gear for our team, but we don't want to be pulling away from anything. We live in a hospital town. We have 3 of them within miles of Balance, and we want to make sure our healthcare community has what they need. So making sure we have the equipment, we can get sanitizer, all of those things that once businesses get back open are going to be harder to get. Also UV lights in the rooms so that we can get rid of virus that way, and just learning as we go. So this again is just going to, cost of doing business is going to go up. We've been looking at we'll have to increase the rates of massage, which we've been talking about before, but maybe even substantially more. And then does that change the business model, which it does. So we have all of these things that we're methodically working on every day. We are giving ourselves a chance to rest every now and then, but these are always on our mind. This is our baby. We started this business almost 12 years ago. It's a labor of love. We love everything about it, and it's devastating when you think it can be taken away from you just in a day. It feels like we went into work on the 13th and we closed the doors, and now we're fighting to keep them open. And do know that we are fighting for our team. We are fighting for our clients. We will do everything we can, but in the end, again, we will make decisions that hopefully will always be inspiring no matter what they are, and strategically sound. We've had people ask, how can we help? We'll tell you the thing that we aren't in control of anything, really. But the biggest variable I think right now, Chris, and tell me if you think I'm wrong, is time. We need time to figure out what's going on. We need time for the government to figure out testing and contact tracing. Even in the past, 45 days, we know more about it now than we did. When we left Balance, we were told we didn't need masks. We'd been researching what we would need for the team, and we were told we don't need masks. Now we have to wear masks everywhere we go. Time allows everybody to keep learning. Time allows us to understand how we can run a business. What happens when we aren't able to be open is that we still have cost of doing business. Our rent was given to us in April. Our landlords took away rent. I can't think what that's called.
Abatement.
Thank you. And they offered to defer it in May, but it's still a cost. We think this could potentially, as we mentioned, go on to June or July. And so we're looking at a mounting debt of just rent alone. The burn rate for Balance without payroll is close to $10,000 a month. With utilities, subscriptions. I'm sorry, I love business. But what we have to determine is, how do we survive that? So we've asked people, how can we help you? We let people know when they want to make donations. We are very grateful for them. You will have no idea. But right now we're in about a 50-50 survival rate, wouldn't you say, Chris?
Yeah.
So we just want to be transparent with you. We want to let you know how much you mean to us, and that we really are trying everything we can. We just aren't in control of anything other than information sharing, what we know, gathering the variables, and then again, just kind of waiting to see what happens. So if you have questions, email me. My email is going to be included in this email. If you'd like a donation, we're going to just put the donation link up again, because we've had a couple people call and ask us how to help. If you have anything you need, let us know. We'll try to keep you updated with videos when we know more, and emails. Again, we're not doing them every week because everything keeps changing, and we want to gather as much as we can. I guess that's all we have. Is there anything you want to add to it, Bud?
No, I think that's a lot of kind of the information we've been gathering.
Okay.
We miss you guys.
All right. Thank you.